to BSI Indonesia's podcast. We are happy today because we have a special guest from BSI Sales Support Hub. Come to Jakarta since 2 days ago, so today we'll have a little bit discussion about what you and your team doing. So it's gonna be very casual, but this is very useful for other country as well. So how are you, Joe?
For the invitation. Jakarta is a beautiful place.
Jakarta is beautiful. I think the first thing is you can introduce yourself, and then where you come from, and what are you doing, and anything about you that related to Sales Support Hub, you can introduce through this podcast.
Thank you, Nolia. So again, good afternoon, listeners. My name is Joselito Santos, but you can always call me Joe. So I'm based in the Philippines. So I'm the head of Sales Support Hub that currently supporting different ASEAN countries, namely Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, and soon Indonesia.
Indonesia, okay.
So the Sales Support Hub is more likely it's an extension arm for sales team because we are providing shared services so that sellers can focus or do more work that is really relevant on what needs to be delivered by a seller. So we're trying to give back the gift of time to them in order for them to focus on things that needs to be done. For example, client negotiation, calling to the customer, meeting with the customer, and so on and so forth.
So this Sales Support Hub is the extension arm for the in this case for BSI Asian region, and you help them. What exactly? How can you as a Sales Support Hub help BSI sales? Maybe you can describe what you do with your team, for detail.
Sure, can do. So currently the team is composed of 3 members, including me. So I do have a mix of senior members as well, who has already have a commercial background and a CV background. As well, I'm adding more manpower in my team.
Okay, because you will support Indonesia,
that's
so
correct.
You will add manpower.
So we're adding more manpower in terms of adding more Sales Support Hub members as well, based in the Philippines. So I'm looking for new hires as well. Now, what are the things that definitely we are currently doing right now for the countries that we are supporting, which is I mentioned Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines. So we are helping in terms of code creation. So code creation is really critical for the business in order for us to prepare that proposal. But of course, not just code creation, because again, we are extension arm of sales team. We serve as your gatekeeper, checking those documents if it's something that we need to ask to the customer. We really do suggest in order for us to fully justify if this code and proposal should be commercially acceptable and at the same time it's within the bounds of TNC. So we are going to be discussing or talking to our sales team to ensure that our proposal that we are sending out NCs.
No more NC, that's
Less than
100% correct.
And at the same time, not just that, we will gonna be giving back the time to the sales team for them to really focus.
Yes, that's important.
For them to do the same. Which is
the real sales.
The real sales. Negotiation, meeting with clients, talk to the clients, helping the clients to answer the forms that we do have. That's the real sales. And at the same time as well, what we're trying to do here is, which is really important for the sales team, is that lessen their SFDC screen time. Because SFDC screen time doesn't constitute sales productivity. That's something that we need to reduce in order for our sales team to focus more, to deliver more for our organizations.
So, I heard that you're already doing some survey. How many percent that sales doing on screen with SFDC? That's why it's come with this SS idea.
That's correct. So there was a survey done in year 2021 by BSI. It's like a comparison between different CV versus BSI, and they want to check what percentage of time that our current sellers are spending in doing those administrative work, which is I sold SFDC time, in which is really crazy because we are currently at 11%, but for our other competitors, they're just 5%.
Oh wow,
In
it's more
doing,
than
it's more than let's say more than 6%, right? So the goal of the sales support hub is to lessen that because we want to reduce that somehow administrative work, meaning to say SFDC screen time, and at the same time convert that into the real sales work.
So, in summarize, you and your team, in this case, we call it as a sales support hub, basically help the sales in ASEAN region, to doing less administrative work like doing proposal issue and fill in the information on SFDC. So now you help the sales to be more engaged and doing sales thing to the client rather than doing administrative thing.
If I may add as well on that one, the beauty of having the sales support hub is that the members do have the competency codes.
Oh, okay, okay. So
So
you
meaning, yeah, so meaning to say, if we are the one gonna be doing the quotations, so definitely we will definitely ensure that the quote that we are releasing is within the bounds of TNCs, within the bounds of scheme manuals. So it's not just we're just keying in details. We need to ensure that it's aligned on what the scheme manual says, depending on the schemes that we're supporting.
Yeah, yeah. So it should be comply with our scheme manual, with the technical and compliance thing. So that's why it will be helps sales a lot. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Joe, for your explanation. Oh, one thing. What is your plan for the next year? Except help Indonesia, maybe you can share with us your plan.
Sure. For the plan for a sales support hub, definitely, because this is a new existing team. So we're trying to gradually integrate on different sales process of every countries that we're supporting. As you mentioned, Indonesia will be definitely supported by 2024, but also we're trying to expand our team in terms of coverage of countries. I missed to mention that we will be supporting as well Australia, New Zealand,
Australia. Okay.
definitely, most probably Thailand, and some parts of East Asia would be Hong Kong.
Oh,
So we're gonna be supporting, but of course not just supporting those countries. We will gonna be adding also more schemes, more C codes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I heard
More
with the team.
standards, yeah.
Of course, currently we are supporting the core standards, the 9K, the 14, the 45, the 27, even the food schemes we can support, like the FSSC or the ISO 22000. Even the sustainability schemes, 14064-1 past 2060 or past 2080, that can be supported. But of course, by year 2024, we need to add more schemes. But also in 2024, we are planning and we are trying to do some, important changes that we need to do in how we do code, and in which we want to standardize, if it's possible, on how to code a specific scheme. So meaning to say, this country, definitely this is how we're gonna be coding. So standardize those process, and definitely we will connect with our operations team as well in 2020.
Okay, wow, sounds good. Okay, thank you so much, Joe, for your sharing today. Wish you and your team luck, best of luck. So thank you so much for support the sales team. And thank you for all of our listeners. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow BSI Indonesia Podcast. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nolia.
Thank
Terima
you,
kasih.
Joe. Terima kasih. Bye-bye.